Jess. What are you doing?
Oh, hey guys. How have you been since class? I haven't seen you guys.
Yeah, we've been good. Studying for finals.
Yeah, I know. I just took a break. Got this book at the Holistic Health Learning Center.
That's okay.
Yeah, I know. This book is really great.
Where did you get it?
At the Holistic Health Learning Center. Have you been there yet?
No.
Where is it?
Oh, really? It's right here in HSS. Come on, I'll show you.
Alright, go.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, I'm just thinking about it. Okay, yeah, alright. Oh, right.
Here we are.
What?
329. Here we are at the Holistic Health Learning Center, room 329. Here I am, going in. Some people hanging out.
Hi, I'm Casey, and I'm an intern at the Holistic Health Center. Let me show you around.
Thanks, Casey.
Here we have our wonderful books, categorized by color and subject. Oh, and let's meet the leader of our holistic health community, Ken Burrows.
Oh, we're taping this thing. I see.
Yeah,
I
hi.
see. Hi. So.
Oh, that's Ken. Okay, let's go. And over here, we have our wonderful holistic health community lounge area, and our professor Rick Harvey. Hi. And let me show you over here. We have our snacks. Donation is always accepted. And we have tons of free water and tea for those of you who are interested. And here we have this wonderful system of categorizing our books. Come take a look. We have meta-categories, categories, and subcategories to find any book that you are looking for in particular. Now, would you like to check out a book?
Shooting.
I'd like to check out a book.
I can help you. Come with me. The procedure's quite easy, really. All I do is, can I please get your student ID number?
Yes.
And can I get the name of the book and the number on the inside cover, please?
Of course.
Fantastic. And I'd like you to know that this book is due in 1 week. You're only allowed to check out one book at a time. 25 cents per day, late fee.
Perfect.
So what's this book that you're checking out?
It's A Testament of a Hope. It's a book about Martin Luther King Jr., the essential writings and speeches, and it's edited by James W. Washington.
Wow, I noticed a correlation between your wonderful shirt and this book you're reading. Do you want me to tell me about it?
Yeah, totally. I heard about this thing called the Season of Nonviolence and how we're commemorating a period of time to people who promoted nonviolent acts and behavior. Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, and Mahatma Gandhi. And I came to look at the shelf with the books and references to their work, and I got really interested in this book I found.
Well, that's exciting. Let's find out more.
The Season of Nonviolence is a nationally recognized 64-day period beginning January 30th and going to April 4th. It is a period of time to educate yourself on principles of nonviolence as a way to heal, transform, and empower yourself, others, and the earth around you. The season is inspired by Gandhi, King, and Chavez. This is a special time to recognize the practices and teachings of these humanitarians and apply them to your daily life. Although this is a 64-day period, I encourage you to use these practices all throughout the year.
Mahatma Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in 1869 in Gujarat, India. He was assassinated in January 30th, 1948, but by then he was already a legend. He showed the world social and political changes that could only be achieved through nonviolence, eliminating the need for terror to move mass amounts of people. With compassion, the tradition of nonviolence, or ahimsa, played an important role in the history of India, Indian culture, and all its religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Mahatma Gandhi spread his message of nonviolence and peaceful living through 5 principles. The first principle of oneness emphasizes on living together in unity and that all living creatures share this world together. Through ahimsa, or nonviolence, through absorbing suffering, through sharing a cause together so that each individual does not bear the burden of an entire group, through trust and the release of fear, and through forceful and soul first, through the unity of the force of all humans together.
The final humanitarian leader of the Season for Nonviolence is Cesar Estrada Chavez. Cesar Chavez was an American farm worker labor leader and civil rights activist. He also co-founded the National Farm Workers Association. He organized strikes so that workers refused to work until their working conditions were improved. Farm workers were being underpaid for their hard work and weren't in the safest sanitary conditions. Chavez helped farm workers fight for their rights and stand up for when injustices were made. At times, he even refused to eat until violence against strikers ended and until legislatures voted to make laws improving the farm workers' working conditions. Chavez fasted to recommit the movement of nonviolence. He led many marches and strikes and tried to keep it as nonviolent as possible because Chavez believed that nonviolence was an active force of positive change. With his efforts, he actually proved it to be possible along with the leaders that he followed, like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr., who inspired him. And as a result, his famous motto, remembered till this day, is "Si se puede."
The next humanitarian leader for the Season of Nonviolence is Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King was heavily influenced by Mahatma Gandhi and Erich Fromm, who inspired him to believe that love is the salvation for civilization. MLK fought to end domination for all people through many nonviolent acts. He first organized the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955, followed by the sit-ins in Greensboro, North Carolina, which started the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He then performed his I Have a Dream speech in D.C., which influenced the passing of the Civil Rights Act and his Nobel Peace Prize win in 1964.
And 3.
Towards the end of his life, Martin Luther King led many civil rights marches, which led to the passing of the Voting Rights Act in 1965. He fought against the war in Vietnam and ultimately sought to form a multi-race coalition to address economic and unemployment problems for all people. Martin Luther King's assassination marks the end of the Season of Nonviolence on April 4th, and his legacy influenced many more nonviolent humanitarian leaders such as Cesar Chavez.
Okay, so nonviolence is a powerful method in harmonizing relationships between humans and all living beings. It draws its powers from the universal truth that life is all one. Since nonviolence is a relatively new word since its creation in the 1920s, it is still not in most English dictionaries. When people define nonviolence, though, they define it in 3 ways. The first definition is the mere absence of violence. In this scenario, you do not inflict violence upon others, however, you allow yourself to be abused. Gandhi and his followers, though, still view this as a form of violence, and thus it creates confusion among practitioners. And this is also not what Gandhi intended in his principle of nonviolence. The second definition is the avoidance of recourse to physical violence as a strategy. In this scenario, you initially start out as nonviolent, however, it is prone to change because there is no spiritual or philosophical foundation in which to regulate practice. So, for example, if you protest and you start out nonviolent, however, if you don't achieve your goals using nonviolence, you will resort to violence in the end. The third definition is principle of nonviolence, which is completely different from the second definition, where you do have a foundation that is either spiritual or philosophical or both. Your goal is for positive desire for the well-being of others, even if you are opposing their actions or policies. In principle of nonviolence, it is more than just the rejection of violence. It is action where it promotes the well-being of everyone. Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez, and Gandhi all used principle of nonviolence, and they succeeded in achieving their goals. In doing that, they highlighted all of the injustices caused by the larger society without pitting blame in anybody or one person. And
Wait, should I say my name? I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Well, actually, I'm not going to say my
India in 18. Sorry.
Yeah.
India. Oh shit.
in order to regulate its in this definition, can you just
Organized strikes.
Do it again. Start over.